I'ma do whatever I wanna when I wanna. In Daytona, in the water with piranhas. Presidential like Obama. I keep this shit on Honda. Push already rose, drink already closed.
Hey, what is going on, everyone? It's me, Mr. Mario. What are you looking at right now? You're looking at Hitman Absolution. This is my first time playing the game. I played it a few weeks ago just to get some footage going, just so I would have some stuff to record once I had some free time. And now I do. I'm going to make another commentary about that. Plenty of new videos coming out, by the way. But first off, I said I wasn't going to make a video about this, but I couldn't hold back. I could not hold back. I was at work, hung out with a friend, done hanging out. I had to come home. I hooked up the mic. We're doing this video right now. So what is this video about? Well, if you clicked it, you probably know. It's my thoughts on the Xbox One, the next-gen Xbox. It is called the Xbox One. And by the way, I just want to say, Johnny Guns and I, the one reason why I didn't really want to do this is because Johnny Guns and I did a live stream. We streamed, we pretty much did, you know, like a yo dog, I heard you like stream, so we did a stream and a stream so you could stream while you stream. No, but really, all jokes aside, Xbox.com was streaming the announcement video, the whole press conference and all that. So then Johnny and I were streaming ourselves, watching that conference and our reactions, our input and all that. And if you were there, it was on it's on his YouTube channel, it's on his Twitch TV channel. I thank you so much, really, because that was so much fun. That was such a great thing to start off a YouTube-styled summer, like, you know, summer in YouTube land. And honestly, you know, I can say, I think I also speak for Johnny when it comes to this, but we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys, really. Like, we wouldn't be where we are, we wouldn't be pushing out the content we're making if it wasn't for you guys. So, to any supporters, to anybody who came out and watched it, to anybody even watched this video, I mean, we thank you. We both thank you so much. But anyways, on to the topic at hand, the Xbox One. So first off, not crazy about the name, to be honest. Not crazy about the name. Like, even in the stream, if you watch it, you can see my reaction. I'm pretty sure I was just like, wait, what? Like, it was something like that. But Xbox One, the reason why I don't like it is because the Xbox came out, and the Xbox 360 came out. And when the 360 came out, I referred to the original one as the Xbox One. So, you know, and I know it's supposed to be smart because they're like, you know, yeah, the Xbox and then Xbox 360, that's a circle. So you have the Xbox One as in a complete rotation. It's like, nah, I think, you know, even though Xbox Infinity was a fake rumor, I think that would have been cool. But any other name, I think would have been nice. I don't know. I'm not crazy about the name. Second off, one cool thing is right after the stream was done, pictures of the console stripped open got out online. Johnny and I flipped out about this. Now, it is still using BGA-style architecture, and I've noticed one thing. I pointed this out in the stream, and nobody else noticed it. But the hard drive will not be removable this time around. I repeat, it will not be removable. You can check and see where the chassis is. There's no way to get into the console and pull out the hard drive without opening it, and of course if you open up the console, it's going to void your warranty. So this time around, Microsoft is going back to the original Xbox, the Xbox One style, and giving you a hard drive that is internal, and that is yours. And because of that, I can almost guarantee they will be using security sectors, which I did not want them to do, because Microsoft, just let me, they're going to come with a 500GB hard drive in them, but just let me pop in a 1TB hard drive. Let me pop in a 2TB hard drive. Come on, just let me do that. I understand it's for security, but Microsoft, you're breaking my balls here, man. You're breaking my balls. So, the console itself, it looks sleek. It looks awesome. And the funny thing is, Johnny Guns and I, we actually said, we looked at it, we're like, wow, that is really tiny. And on stage, it looked tiny. But when people compared it, when they showed comparisons, it's actually quite a big console. It's big, it's huge, and people are making fun of it, and I have to say, I feel like I'm the only person on the internet who is not making fun of how big it is. I actually welcome that. Why I welcome this is due to the fact that a few years ago, I was talking with a friend. We were talking about the 360, we were talking about hardware issues, and he said something that made a lot of sense. He said, you know what? If the Xbox 360 was released and it was as big as a desktop PC, people would be turned off by it, but I would guarantee it would have way less hardware failures. It would barely fail. And I agree with him on that. This generation around, companies were trying to put way too much power into devices that were too small, into technology that was still being refined. That's why the Xbox had the red ring. That's why the PlayStation 3s have the yellow light of death. And the yellow light of death is worse than the red ring. It honestly is. It takes longer to get, but it is a harder fix. I can tell you that. So that's how it is with all of that, and I welcome how big it is, because I feel like with how big the console is, and I looked at those pictures, it has a lot of room. It has room to breathe now. It has room to breathe. It's not crammed up like the 360 is. It has room in there, which is really nice. And I feel like there's going to be less hardware failures this time around. Now, I feel like there's still going to be some hardware failures just due to the fact that this is BGA, but are we going to have, an 80% failure rate? No, we're not going to. At least I hope not. Microsoft, you are the last people to announce your console for next gen. It better not be the first one to be returned to the store because it had an error code spit out. Aside from that, though, price, I'm disappointed that they did not announce a price. And I wanted to see more games. Like, there were games on there, but for example, EA, I didn't care about. The Halo TV series, I was excited about. But they better not screw that up. But the thing is, right now, if I want to buy this console day one, if I want to buy it day one, Johnny Guns pretty much said he's going to buy it day one. But if I want to buy it day one, I need to see how much it is. And I need to see what games I'm going to be picking up with my console and taking home to play. That's what I need to see. I really, really need to see that, because I am not going to get the next-gen system just to buy Call of Duty Ghosts, alright? That's not how it's going to be. But by the way, I do want to play Call of Duty Ghosts, mainly because of the dog, because I love animals. But no, I do want to play it. I'm not going to judge if it's good or bad or not. I can't make a prediction this time around, but I do want to play it, admittedly. Aside from that, any good things about the conference? First, the conference was awesome. I loved it. I loved how they announced the Xbox. They showed the Xbox like 8 minutes into the conference. They didn't beat around the bush or anything, but I really wanted them to show some more specs. I really wanted them to. The only thing is, I've noticed they made the conference. The conference was awesome. They did a great job, but then all the bad stuff happened. All the bad stuff happened. And by that I mean, the things came out. I've heard that there's going to be a fee to play online games. I've heard other things like you're going to have to connect to your Xbox Online once a day. And I kind of don't want to believe these. And I want to wait for the next coming months to see if these are going to change or if they're only rumors or what. But the one thing I do want to say that people are complaining about, aside from size that they shouldn't, is mandatory game installs. I personally install every single game I play on the Xbox. I also have a jailbroken PS3, and I install every single game on there. Now, the PS3 uses Blu-ray technology, as we all know, and the next Xbox, the Xbox One, will also use Blu-ray technology. Now, why would you be upset about installing your games? First off, it was rumored, we don't see it yet, but it was rumored that it's going to be a play-as-you-install system, meaning you pop in the game, you play, but it will install in the background. But aside from that, I'm happy about the installs because you're not going to have to deal with as many. You're going to have less people dealing, with read issues and all that. You're going to have, hopefully, you're not going to have people scratching up their discs and everything. But it's going to be easier on the hardware. It's going to be easier on your disk drive, of course. And people are turned off, I guess, because they don't want to be installing these 50-gigabyte games. But the consoles are going to have 500-gigabyte drives in them, which will be decent. And the next thing I want to say about this is something that people don't think of. You see, right now when developers are developing these games, they are assuming that people are going to be playing off the disc. And they have to, and because of that, they have to really check and see. They have to partition their data, and they have to decide where they're going to be putting what files on what side of the disk, and what files are going to be cached, and how they're going to be cached. This is actually developing the game right here that I'm talking about. And people don't realize this. Back in the PlayStation 1 days, like, the PlayStation N64, the one thing the N64 had over the PlayStation was that it was cartridge-based. It was all, cartridge memory, flash memory, if you will. While as with the PlayStation, Developers had to do what they could because they were dealing with an optical media to reduce load times, to make the game smooth, and all that good stuff. People don't realize this, and now that games will be installed, the nice thing is you won't have to deal with that as a developer, and end users are going to have a smoother experience in the end. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize that. It doesn't cross their minds. But that's how it is. It's a good thing that there are mandatory installs, and this is something I have been waiting for. If it was my choice, I would have every single 360 owner install their games, but they don't. And that's cool, but this time around, it's going to be required, and honestly, I am quite happy with it. So, aside from that, there are many more things I could divulge into, but these are the big things I want to talk about, and I feel like 10 minutes is good enough for a commentary of this stature. So, without further ado, with all that, we will go ahead and end the video. This is me, Mr. Mario, signing off. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you for supporting, and Xbox One. Xbox One. That's all I can say.
I'm feeling myself, standing on the chair. Fuck it, I don't care. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling mine. I'm feeling mine. I'm feeling myself.